HyperX is expanding into a new territory and they chose monitors, introducing the new HyperX Armada series of monitors available in both 25-inch and 27 inches in size. And they also come with a pole-type monitor arm, and there is no conventional monitor arm in the box as well. That in itself is rather weird because that means you have to make sure that your table is compatible with this kind of monitor arms first before actually purchasing this monitor for your own setup. If you're using a hollow core table like those IKEA Linmon tables, then you probably shouldn't buy this monitor at all because those hollow core ones, once you clamp it in, then yeah, the table will break. So you have to make sure that your table is either made out of laminated wood or MDF. Thickness matters, but even our dinky little table here with a split center still works fine, so yeah, the material is the most important, I guess. And with that prerequisite out of the way, let's get started with the HyperX Armada 27-inch review. So the HyperX Armada comes in two different sizes, and the one that we have here is the larger version, 27 inches, like what we mentioned earlier. And once I open up the box, I want to ask HyperX though, what's up with this excessive amount of foam pouches? I mean, just the base clamp alone of the monitor arm pole, there are like 3 foam pouches. So there's one for the top, one for the bottom, and one for the whole thing. And then for each accessories, like the grommet mounts here, we even have more foam pouches, and even the screwdriver and the screws themselves have individual foam pouches as well. And that aside though, if you want to mount the HyperX Armada 27-inch using the grommets on your table, then you can, because they also included the necessary instructions and tools for you to mount this monitor arm in those grommet holes on your table as well. But the user manual, at first glance it looks like those kind of promotional pamphlets that came along with the product, but turns out you have to take it out of the box and then you get the user manual itself. And for us here, we just mount it at the edge of the table, so once we got all of the parts out, the assembly process is actually supremely quick, and since we are familiar with monitor arms, it took us less than 5 minutes to get everything set up. Just clamp the base on the table and then adjust the height of the monitor arm. There's a slider piece there that you can actually adjust it up or down, so depending on how high you want the clamp to be, and then just clamp it down, tighten in the neck of the monitor arm, and then repeat the next part for the next piece of the arm. I don't know how to explain this to you, but I'll just show you some B-roll here. Once everything is snapped into place, then you're done. Everything just takes less than 5 minutes. And at first I thought I'll need to adjust the monitor arm's tension as well, but surprisingly, no. The out-of-the-box tensile strength is pretty spot on, and I personally would prefer it to be a little bit more loose, but I think this is probably okay for daily use. However, I'm not too sure if this kind of tensile strength is applicable for all units of the HyperX Armada 27, but for our unit, it's pretty good. And for whatever reason you bought this monitor and you have a monitor arm of your own, then don't worry, because this monitor also supports the standard 100 by 100mm VESA mount as well. And since we're here, we also need to talk about the ports of this monitor, and I think they are pretty stingy with it. So what we get here is only 2 HDMI 2.0 ports and a single DisplayPort 1.4 port. That's it. There's no USB ports, no 3.5mm audio jack for audio pass-through, nothing. We do have a built-in channel for all of the cable routing through the monitor arm though. Now let's finally talk about the monitor itself. Like what we mentioned many times in this video, it's a 27-inch monitor, but it is a 16:9 aspect ratio, which is very standard, 1440p in resolution, and it also goes up to 165Hz refresh rate. And this is also an NVIDIA G-Sync monitor. Yes, the full-fledged G-Sync, and that means you will need to have an NVIDIA graphics card to make full use of this monitor. And if you're gonna play games on this monitor at 165Hz, then please do enable G-Sync to eliminate screen tearing. And that aside though, the panel quality of the HyperX Armada 27 is actually very good. It covers 100% of sRGB and 93.32% of DCI-P3 color gamuts while maintaining a low delta E number. HyperX also said that this monitor is Display HDR 400 certified, which we can verify that it meets the requirements since it has a maximum brightness of above 400 nits. And if we head into the OSD menu though, there's really nothing much to do here other than the first menu where we can disable Adaptive Sync and enable MPRT. And if we enable MPRT, then the display starts to flicker. The higher MPRT level means that the display will flicker even quicker, and this higher flickering rate also means that the maximum brightness level is affected as well. And some people may also get a bad headache or eye fatigue from this kind of flickering as well. And if you want to know more about MPRT and why it exists, then check out our other video at the top right corner there instead. Then remember that the monitor comes with a pole type mount. Yeah, you can essentially buy more add-on mounts from HyperX themselves and add on to this pole itself. That means you can have double monitors out of a single pole here, and in the OSD menu there's also a tool to help us align the monitors as well. And I think that is just something really nice to have. And other than that, our usage experience with the monitor is also really good. It looks fantastic, and the included monitor arm really sets this monitor apart from the others. I mean, the monitor is essentially just floating above the keyboard. However, the price of this monitor though is a tough pill to swallow. From what I can find out, it's at about 2,299 ringgit. And comparing this monitor with other 27-inch 165Hz 1440p monitors in the market, this monitor is obviously much more expensive while also missing some crucial ports that I think many people will want to use on their monitors, like the USB ports and also a 3.5mm audio pass-through jack, because even though if you're using headphones or whatever, plugging in your headphones cable directly into the monitor just makes cable management a lot better. However, there are still 2 points to justify its price though. Number one, you will have a monitor arm included in the box. So once you buy this monitor, you unbox it, you can immediately set it up on an arm, and then you can just get it going right away. Though you can buy some other brands of pole type monitor arms as well, so I just think that that is a point of convenience rather than a specialty. And number two is NVIDIA G-Sync. Depending on how much you actually value G-Sync over some other monitors with G-Sync compatibility, this might entice you to get the HyperX Armada 27 instead. So yeah, that's what we have to share with you about this monitor. So if you have any questions regarding the HyperX Armada 27, then do leave them down in the comment section below. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.